Hey, Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. It's seed collection day, which means I'm going all around the garden right before frost and collect all of the seed that's formed this summer. So I know a lot of people like to just purchase their plants, but I'm kind of old-fashioned in that certain kinds of plants, I want them for my own personal use. And so I collect the seed, and that way I can kind of winnow through the seed that's there and find the kinds that I like the best. So one of the more enjoyable plants to collect seed is the one we're going to talk about now, which is Impatiens. And you wonder which one it is. We're going to grab just a blossom. And this is an Impatien. Woo, extreme close up. That's an Impatien blossom. This does have a nectarette back here for nectar for our pollinators. And these are really cute 5-petaled flowers. And they got a really fun seed pod, and I figured we'd show a little bit about that fun seed pod. So should I show it to you, or should I talk about it first? Maybe I'll talk about it first, because I really want to show you these in action, and I don't want to disturb any of them. So Impatiens are one of the few plants out there that has a throwing mechanism for its seed. So we just looked at geraniums, and geraniums have a little curly awn with a tuft of thin fibers there. It's designed to be shed in the wind and be carried by the wind. Some plants, like hound's tongue, which is a weed I've got growing back here, it's an insidious invasive weed. But that one, it uses a burr to move its seeds and gets animals to do that. This one uses hydrostatic pressure and some really cool internal plant geometry to actually throw its seed. So it's got a seed pod that's shaped like a football, and it inflates it with water, and when the seeds are completely ripe, when you touch it, those seed pods explode and curl real quick, and they fling that seed. So we're going to look at some of these, and I know the seed's not ripe on some of these, but with us having a frost coming in, I don't know that I'll be able to collect any seed in time to get it to, ripe seed in time. So we're just going to kind of play with the seed pods and see if we can get those to go. Now, they are pretty sensitive, so if they are super ripe, they're going to throw the seed. You do want to make sure you're wearing glasses when you do this, like safety glasses or just something to keep it out of your eyes, because they will invariably throw them right. So you will want to wear glasses or something when you're doing these, because they will invariably throw seeds right in your face. And though they're not sharp seeds, they are irritating if you get them in your eye, and they're kind of hard to get out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at some of these seeds. So this is an Impatiens seed pod. Let's see if we can get it to focus right on that for you. Right there. And with this, these little chambers here are all filled up with water. And with the geometry that the plant has in its seed pod, as that fills with water, it creates a lot of outward force. So it wants to take that pod and squeeze it like this. So with that, it's very, very sensitive to touch when ripe. And when you touch it in the wrong spot, this will split on one side, and depending on which section it splits on, it will actually collapse the seed pod, and it does it super, super fast. And during that process, the seeds are freed up and they are flung, and they can go quite a distance. They can go over a yard or a meter. But I know it's 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 8 feet on a good one. But this is definitely a almost ripe seed pod, and we're going to put it in a bag so that you can see what happens and see that the seeds are freed up. So give me a moment to set that up for you. Okay, so we're going to hold it in a plastic bag. I think it's going to be about like that. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab that seed pod very carefully. I'm going to grab it by the stem. I'm going to put it in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this bottom part. Bring it over here. So I'm going to remove this bottom part. Oh, and you can see how that slowly opened up. Ooh, these seeds are ripe, which is good. So there is our Impatiens seeds. So those can be, there you are. Those are our Impatiens seeds. So they can be dried out now. But this is what happens to the seed pod. So it curls up into this odd shape, and that odd shape is the expansion on one side and the contraction on the other, and it scrapes all the seeds off and throws them. So I know there's some high-speed videos. I don't have a high-speed camera. I've just got my cell phone for this, but you can kind of see how that does that. Should we do another one? See if we can do another one. We'll find one that's semi-ripe. Okay, so we've got that seed pod in here. Let's try to get the reflection out. We're going to just break this seed pod off. Oh, yeah, that one went slow. Seeds are not ripe on that. See, those white seeds are immature. I'll have to try to find a better one. This is kind of the hard thing, you know, when you're close on time as far as the end of fall. It's tough to get these when they're perfectly ripe, yet before they throw the seed. Tell you what, for the greater good, let's just go ahead and activate one of these seed pods here so that you get a chance to see it in action. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to break off this end. You can actually see the seeds are ripe in there. I can see a brown color. So we'll just go ahead and we'll collect whatever we can find. So I'm going to break this end off. Oh, that one's maybe not quite ripe. Okay, I'm going to carefully squeeze. There we go, and it explodes. And I've got seed, some seed on me. Like 3, 4 of those seeds. But they really kind of went everywhere. Should we do another one? Let's do another one. Okay, so we're going to kind of do this right over here. Trying to be where you can see it. Break this stem off. Oh. Okay. Ready? Let's do this nice and close. I'm going to gently squeeze so that it pops open. And it explodes. And I could feel that seed go, and I heard some actually go that way, about 3 foot. But there you go. There is an impatient seed pod. We can kind of look in here on how that's put together. They're kind of hard to open up. But yeah, they curl up when they get popped. See if we can find another one. There you go. There's an impatient seed pod. We'll do this really carefully. Probably going to split right there. Give it a little squeeze so it splits and it pops open. Anyway, that is Impatiens. I'm going to probably let some of these ripen a little bit longer, and then I'm going to actually pop them inside a bag like this so that I can collect my seed and get the nice dark brown seed. So these do need a couple more days. You can see there's a lot of moisture in here, so I'm going to leave this bag open and see if I can get them to dry out, at least the ones that I collected. Not the perfect video, but at least I'm trying to get you some unique seed methods, so that would be Impatiens. So you can kind of see how those go. They're harder to collect. I would probably try to get some pods and maybe spread some paper out to try to collect the seeds if they pop and explode on you. But that's Impatiens, another one of the really interesting garden plants as far as seed collection. I think we're going to try one more. See if we can get them to work. There we go. We got them to pop. And we got some ripe seed. So anyway, I hope you learned something today. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.